Hey, Russ. Sound off, please.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Pause. Hey, it's Thursday night time for another episode of Thrifty Business. What's going on, everyone? Host Jason, how the heck are you?
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
What's happening? Who's with me tonight? Oh,
me.
Angela, I'll be there for you when the winds cry. Angela. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Oh, man, we got one amazing show tonight, and it's going to start out amazing. So let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
And let's do it. And no, what? Oh, yeah, that's what I want.
Probably need my glasses.
Probably need your glasses. All right, time for
I'm good with this.
Jay's Tiki Talker. Each week, I drink a different mug out of a different. I drink a different rum out of a different mug, and I try and match up to our guest. And well, our guest is supposed to be here. All I see is a bunch of stuff.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Primo Kimo. What's happening, brother?
Hey, Primo.
Oh, how you doing? I'm all trapped
Are you
behind all my
right
clutter.
now?
What's that?
Are you decluttering right now?
I am trying to declutter, and I'm also having my drink as well. Since we're matching shirts, it looks like.
I got the dark.
Mine's been washed 1,000 times. And
But you got the hat. I still need one of those hats. That's an amazing hat.
These are very rare hat helmet. I have a fez too, but I couldn't locate it for tonight. It's probably under a lot of clutter.
So each week I drink out of a mug, and I try and match it up to my guest. So not a tiki mug tonight, but I got my Primo wood mug with the rope handle.
Neat.
And
very nice.
What could be better than Brother Kimo's The Bomb Rum?
Nice.
What?
You've never seen that, have you?
I can't see because these are my comically hilarious glasses. Let me take them off. Oh yeah, nice. Whoa, that looks delicious.
Now this is 151. It's a really delicious 151. I didn't use a ton of it because by the end of the show I'd be like,
be careful. You have to be careful with that stuff.
All right, so we're going to chat with Primo in a little bit here. He has decided to hop back in the eBay game to clean out some of his messes like that. It's like the first guest to come with like special effects. Yeah. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Right on.
All right, let's get right to it, Angela, shall we?
All right, let's go.
Man, that
we're gonna be fast because I want to talk to him for hours.
Okay, cool. Let's get right to it then.
Glasses on.
Time for our scores of the week. These are the bolos you should be on the lookout for. These are the good sales that Angela and I have had this week.
Okay, this one credit goes to my husband. This is a Franklin Mint POW bronze statue. We didn't have very much in it, maybe $20. It was somebody walked in and sold it to us. I brought this up because a lot of things that are sold to be collectibles aren't worth anything when it comes time to sell them. But you'll see things from Danbury Mint and Franklin Mint. Just remember it this way: Franklin is the one that brings the Franklins. Danbury don't do it.
I like that.
Franklin Mint stuff will hold it. Okay, these are mine. That's right. Okay, I have these. They're the original activity coloring books from way back, and I bought a stack. I had Bobby Sherman's and I had David Cassidy, and I must have had like 45 of them, and I paid $2 for the whole stack. And at the after around the time that David Cassidy was sick, I was getting about $25, $30 a pop for them. And now they're still selling for $12.50 plus shipping. I'm out of David Cassidy's, but I have the Bobby Sherman's. I sold 3 in a week.
I'm out of David Cassidy's.
I'm out of David Cassidy's. All tapped out. All right. It's original vintage. It was just badass, but it was, it was mucked up and everything, but I sold it on Poshmark. And I think, because we've got an upcoming Poshmark webinar in the Secret Beach, and there's made to be made. I had it cross-posted, and this is where it sold.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Don't be afraid to buy big stuff. I had these in the back room, pulled them out, got them listed the same week that the direct dimensional change went into effect with the USPS, I just listed everything for FedEx. I got to know the guys at my FedEx drop-off location, told them they'd be seeing a lot of me. And this one, they were selling on average for $25 to $30, according to the Terapeak. I went higher because I knew we'd sold them for this much money a few years ago. So I listed it for $45.99 and it sold in 2 days. And they paid shipping. They didn't care.
That's the best part.
Ooh, let's go back there.
Yeah. So 3 Dots in a Dash out of Chicago. Great tiki bar. And talked about this last night on Dominic's show. You buy the drink. You buy the cocktail with the mug. You take it home and you sell it for twice as much on eBay. So not only was your drinking free, but you made money from cocktailing. Listed this. It sold in a few hours. Maybe I listed it too low, but I only paid $6. So it's a Robert Graham. Make sure that when you do the Robert Grahams, you put the cuff up. We decided to use the arms of my posable mannequin, put one cuff up and keep one cuff down, because we all know most customers never get past the first picture. So show as much as you can in picture number 1.
And that mannequin is awesome. I would love to come across
so
one
much
of those.
fun.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
So much fun. And then Joy would be proud. These jeans went overseas and they spent $45 on them. And they were just some 550s in black, and they were super short, 27 inseam.
Okay.
That's a short person. But they went overseas, and I wanted to share 2 tiki mugs this week because this one sold on Trugether. Had been listed on eBay for quite a long time, and it sold on Trugether for $64. So, and I got this one for free.
Until you said that, I'd forgotten that Trugether even exists.
Yeah, I still get,
I forget. There's so many platforms now.
I get a couple sales every month, and by the end of the year, it's between Trugether and Bonanza. I usually have like about $1,500. So over the year, that's all right for doing nothing extra.
Okay.
All right. Now, it's not all just about that kind of fun stuff. It's also about my CD and cassette scores of the week, because I teach all about CDs and cassettes. So we'll start with the cassettes. Sold this US Bombs on eBay for $19. And I sold this Beatles on Amazon for $19. So that seemed to be the going rate of cassettes this week. And like, they are so easy to list and so easy to ship. But that's not why you all tuned in. You all tuned in because I kept teasing expensive CDs. All right. All right. I paid $25 for this. How many of you would have paid $25 for the CD? And I hope you would have, because I just sold it for $129. And why it's so special? It was specifically the music from season 2. So it's very specific soundtrack.
Was that the season that Leif Garrett was on?
I don't even remember. And then
that's my favorite episode ever.
This was a special Predator score edition. I paid $30. It was listed less than a month, and I sold it for $100. So
I still can't wrap my head around that.
So those of you who have not taken my CD webinar yet, flippingcds.com or cassettes, flippingcassettes.com. As you can see, you can make the price back of the whole webinar in one good find.
Yeah.
One good find. That's it.
Well done, Jay.
Not everything's a winner.
Yep.
These are our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Okay, this did not sell for $16.99. I took an offer of $8, and the funny part was that I didn't even have this listed. I was using it, just the leather box. I was using it as a prop in another listing, and someone said, "Hey, can I buy the box?" And I said, "Well, it's actually a card set, a canasta card set, and it'll go for that much." So I was like, "I'm not going to waste the time to list it." And he was like, "Oh, I'm interested." And so when I listed it, then he writes me back and he was like, "Oh, it's really not what I thought it was. Thank you anyway." And I'm like, "God." And I was like, "Well, since I've already got it on Etsy, I'm going to put it on eBay." And so I'm like, "So I made this thing, but you know what? He might have bought it." So, you know, that was kind of cool. I was like, "You know what? I'll take $8 for it." I was keeping it around for a prop, and I don't have any money in it. Don't even know where it came from.
So real quick, Sandy said, "I'm always amazed what you find, Jason." And you know why I find that stuff? Because I go looking for it. Specifically, I go to record stores looking for the stuff they have all mispriced. So that's kind of that's the trick. Ooh, this is an ugly tie.
It is ugly. And again, it was a listing specifically at a customer's request. I had it in a lot of 4 because I knew individually they were not worth listing. So I'm considering this one a dud because now I have 3 other ties that I don't want to recreate the listing for an $18. It's not worth it. So I'll probably just donate those ties and be done with it. I've made all my money on that. But he gave me excellent feedback. He was like, "You rock. This is the greatest tie ever." He loved it. So
yeah. I do love when we sell those cheap ones where they are our duds, but then the person is so just like excited. I'm like, well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I bought this at it was in the closeout section at TraderVix.com, and I thought it'd be cool. 50th anniversary of Trader Vic's in London, and I got no nibbles, like 0 nibbles. I finally got an offer of $20. Forgot I had free shipping on it, so I still made a couple dollars, but it wasn't worth the time and effort. So let's hope I get a nice feedback. And this one shocks me. This one absolutely shocks me. I got this cool made in Sweden leather crossbody Mickey Mouse bag, and I've never even had a nibble on it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at this cool thing.
Is that a denim mannequin too?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I'm just shocked that no one has ever nibbled on it.
It's still listed?
Yeah.
Okay, let's work on your title. It's a travel bag. It's a call it something different. What are those people? Commuter tote, call it whatever they're trending on Cosmo right now. I can see somebody sliding a laptop into it or something. Is it that big?
Tablet, maybe. I can put tablet holder.
Yeah, there you go.
But if anybody's interested, I'd let that go for a sweet $22. So hit me up.
Maybe this is when you raise the price.
Oh, that could be. Now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not selling internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
Okay, I sold these vintage stockings, and I even did a video chat this morning with Christine to get the correct pronunciation. Now it's escaping me. It's Mississauga, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mississauga, Canada.
Is that near where Craig and Rick live?
I don't know. Are they in the chat?
They are in the chat, so we'll see if they live near there.
Okay.
And then mine went to the really impossible to pronounce Madrid. But it was there's a band from the 70s called Camel, and this is an import, and it's an import by the Obi across the record. And it's been up for a while. And yesterday, someone in Spain decided they needed it, and off it went to Spain.
I think it's actually Madrid.
Is it really?
If you wanted to. No.
All right.
Okay.
All right, funny girl. Now it's time for our thrifty tip of the week. And real quick before we get to that, where to go? Brad wants to know if I've ever been to Amoeba Records and we were able to find mispriced music. That's where I find most of it. Amoeba's so big that they know what they're doing to a point, but there's so much that they got to get it out. And sometimes they get out a $30 CD that's worth $200. And that's the ones I find. All right. But back to this.
Okay.
Hi Bid.
Hi Bid. Hi. Hi Bid Auction is an online platform for online auctions. And the cool thing about it is we use it for sourcing all the time. It's similar to MaxSold. So, but HiBid is just more prevalent in our area, just hibid.com. You can go in, you log in one time, and all kinds of auctioneers do it. And there are some auctioneers that will actually be auctioning off the contents of a house. They will literally go room to room, open up each kitchen cabinet. You get everything in there for one piece. You get everything in here for one piece. So we thrive on those, because if you'd like to play I Spy from a picture, and you can go in and go, ooh, that's money, that's money, that's money. So we did it this week, and this is what my husband found. And these were down in Indianapolis. And most of the time, the auctioneers, these are not individuals on HiBid. They are actually licensed auctioneers. They have to be licensed around us. He found dozens of these. Look at Freddie Mercury. Whoop.
Nice.
Aerosmith. John Lennon.
Aww.
I mean, look at all these. Peter Gabriel. And these are just a few. He has probably 40. Yeah, 40 of them. And these are popping like, they're going anywhere $10 to $25 a piece. And so we called the auctioneer that morning after the auction ended. They were literally here the next day. Your inventory shows up at the door. So don't be afraid that because the auction is far away, they'll ship it to you.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
All right. So Stacy didn't know that this was going to make the show tonight, but here's my sourcing tip. And my wife's actually part of the thrift class on steroids next Friday here in Las Vegas. I will talk about that a little bit later. But it's all about getting your spouse involved or your significant other involved who isn't really into thrifting because she had to go drop her car for an oil change and a little check of the rear camera. And she's like, well, I should stop and save her since I'm next to it. And
who is she?
Enough, she only found one thing, but here it is. And it's this Oakley backpack with the whole water system in it. And I forgot to tell her, yeah, honey, it did come with a water system. And guess what? This bag is impossible to find because it's been, oh dear, it's been sold out for quite a while.
Wow.
And here was the original listing, so I'll be able to yank all the info off of that when I go to list it. Apparently, I'm guessing that holds 8 liters of water. It's sold for $100 new, and I can't find one on Terapeak. I can't find it on eBay. This is a rare Oakley bag, so I'm very excited.
Awesome. Well done, Stacy.
Yeah,
Mrs.
so
Tahuna.
I'm excited. And she paid $6. Yay!
Holy hell. Nicely done.
Well done. All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. Little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Oh, you know what's coming up? Fourth quarter. Order your supplies now because they will. You do, Rock, Stacy. Order your priority free shipping boxes from the USPS right now because you will get low and orders will get behind. Their supplies will get low too, and it'll take time. And don't be like me and run out of padded flat rate envelopes 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I actually had some in the back that I found, but we had some things like prepackaged, and I was ripping them all out. I'm like, I need this.
All right, so
That's all I want.
My tip before I share the screen, I don't have the box handy, and I totally forgot I should have, but I got shipped a bunch of tiki mugs in too small of a box. And when you have too small of a box,
Aww.
And as you can see, the rest are all starting to bow their head in silence for their lost loved ones. Now, the good thing is it broke pretty well in the terms of I can glue it back together and still use it for a display piece. We call those placeholders in the tiki community because you'd rather have a broken one fixed if you don't have another one and just get it up there until you do find a good one and they get rid of your broken ones.
That's so Brady Bunch.
Yeah. So
just don't pour water in it.
The box that it came in should have held about 6, and putting 8 in it was a little much. The bubble wrap was good. I mean, everything was good. It was just too small of a box. So
yeah.
So a little moment of silence for our fallen brethren. If I was outside, I'd pour out a little liquor. All right, now it's time for our eBay tip of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you are listing online.
Okay, when you are, to streamline your process, get through those piles, photograph like items together and create a template. It's a simple little process. I started doing it when I had a crap ton of, we did the 10-pound challenge in the Secret Beach. And I unfortunately decided to list the lightest weight things I had. And I was doing all lingerie. So I did half slips, full slips, so that I was able to just go through and fill it in. The information's already there. It's just like checking the boxes instead of rewriting everything every time and not trusting myself to just do a sell similar. Because sometimes there would be other things that I would forget. I would forget to change a brand or something like that. So I really do enjoy. I don't enjoy it. I trust my templates.
It's kind of like Ink Frog. So I just grabbed the last Hawaiian shirt we sold, and it's already formatted properly, and so we just add in the new info, and so it's the same kind of process. Just using
Ink Frog will be in my next year's goal.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to help you with it. All right. So look, I have this awesomely ugly 70s.
That's fantastic.
Sports coat at $80 for over 2 years. And it was on sale this week for $60. Now, if you subscribe to other Facebook groups, not Craft, not the Thrifting Board, other ones, you would see that if people offered you less than half, you would not only post about them, you would block them. You would have all your friends block them. And that is just bad business for all eBay sellers. Now, look, I have tried to get top dollar for us, but I've had it for over 2 years. Someone offered me less than half. I was excited to take it. Oh, my license.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was excited to take it. And even more so, and it might be a line of bullshit, but even more so, he said, I'm a student with a low budget, and there's a birthday party I want to attend. I don't have a blazer, and your item is the only one I could match my pants. Yes, that's so awesome. Would you accept $30 plus shipping? I've had it for 2 years. I absolutely happily accepted $30. And on the invoice, I said, hey, if you can get a chance, send me a picture of your whole outfit. I'd love to see it.
Absolutely. And that's when I follow up with, hey, I'm on Instagram. If you go someplace fun in this outfit, I want to see a picture if you'd like to share it.
And every time I write something like that, I'm like, I hope this doesn't read it as creepy later.
I know. I think about that, especially when your business name has Hanky Panky in it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
true.
okay, it's not like it's not one of those things, but if they go and check out, once you see my Instagram, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, but I was
I have
happy
no
to accept
secrets.
it. Because if the story is true, and I don't really care if it is or isn't, if it's true, he's going to have a great jacket to go with his pants for this awesome party. And I sold it. I had it for 2 years. I'm not mad. I didn't tell anybody to block the guy. No.
No, because I want a deal too. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
absolutely.
not paying for Ink Frog, because I'm cheap.
All right, now it's time for Jeans with Joy's Good Job Award of the Week.
Woohoo!
If you don't know it, Joy Williams is our resident jeans expert. She has her own group, Jeans with Joy. It's pretty bitchin' because there is so much money to be made in denim. And this week's good award goes to John Parker. He's like, how do you price something when it's custom made? So what he found
This
was
is
this
so
badass
awesome.
Grateful Dead
Yeah.
jacket. And the reason she's giving him the Good Job Award, A, she said it's badass, but B, it's not an everyday find.
Mhm.
Great decision to buy it and then ask for help before listing it. So
Before.
yeah, that's the key is don't list it and sell it too low. And then we're all like, oh my God, you should have got $1,000 for that jacket. So good job.
Has it been listed?
Yes, I think it is officially listed.
Okay, cool. I hope he gets a lot of money for it. Good job.
All right, so quick little housekeeping before we get Primo in here. I don't know if you know, but I do Tiki Mug unboxing videos. There's tons of kids who do toy unboxings. I do Tiki Mug unboxings. This is my most recent. I bought it right from the manufacturer, Van Tiki. They make some of the most amazing mugs out there today, and they did it right. They used the right box, the right bubble wrap. Everything was excellent. So definitely go over to my YouTube channel that you're watching me on. My unboxing videos they're quick, 2 to 4 minutes, really. They're quick. So check that out. And then those of you in the Secret Beach, we do have a typhoon tomorrow. Our Poshmark part 2, because we had part 1 2 years ago. So Nate at first was like, "Oh, I didn't realize you had one." But I'm like, "Yeah, but things change. 2 years.
It's changed so
eternity.
much, dude. It has changed so much. They have all these new categories now.
Yep. And so she looked at the
awesome.
old webinar from Lynn, and then she added what's happening nowadays. And I'm actually going to list my second item live, so you guys can watch me stumble through it tomorrow. So those of you in the Secret Beach, be ready for that.
It is the simplest listing you will ever do in your life.
This is awesome. Last week's Good Award winner sold the overalls for $255.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yay.
All right, so the big news is this week coming up is eBay Open. The festivities start on Sunday night. Angela is wearing the thrifting board t-shirt. Back up. There we go. Ta-da. Unfortunately, she's not going to make it here. But Sunday night, we start with Ass Juice at the Double Down. Monday is the Secret Beach Bash for the Secret Beach members. Tuesday is the party at Frankie's. Wear your best muumuu or Hawaiian shirt. Everyone's invited. And lastly is Friday, the thrift class on steroids. It is me. It's my mom who's in the chat. It's Craig who's in the chat. It's Joy who's in the chat. I know Stephanie's not in the chat because she's working on. Oh, wait, she was in the chat. Debbie and Stacy's giving a little presentation too. So we got 4.5 hours in the thrift store, some classroom time, some store time, some bins time. It's a great class. You do not want to miss it. And speaking of eBay Open, each year we figure out who we should back for the Shine Award. This is the person we're backing this year. Clara Jean Lasalle. Please go to the eBay Shine Awards, .com and vote for her. And here's why. It really touched us because Clara was in foster care from the time she was 5 all the way to 18. And when she got out of foster care, got on her own, started making money, she ended up getting to eBay. She had 4 kids of her own. She graduated all 4 kids debt-free from college because she put them to work in her eBay business, and she has given over $150,000 to girls in foster care. And you might say, well, why do we care about foster care? I mean, of course, we all care. But specifically, we care because one of the admins in our group, Robin, is a foster parent, and she has had 137 kids, 67 long-term, 69 respites, all in the last 13 years. So if you see Robin at the thrifting board, if she helps you, please thank her extra for taking care of the kids.
You have no idea what her days, and she, okay, I'm going to throw Robin maybe under the bus a little bit. She's not 35. She's not. She's older than me. And when I heard that, first of all, she doesn't look her age. So I thought she was like in her 40s. And when I found out her, I was like, oh my God. And you have how many children in your house? I had one 5-year-old overnight Saturday, and I had to sleep the next day. I was exhausted. And I'm like, she does this all the time, every day. So, you know, hats off to them. They deserve more than we could ever give them on earth.
So, vote for her, and you can vote every day. If you happen to be like me and a bunch of us, we all have multiple emails for different things. Vote from each email. Woo! All right, these are the pins you're going to be getting this year from me. Thrifting Board members, obviously get the Thrifting Board pin. Secret Beach members get the Secret Beach pin. And I'm going to be giving away 5 Thrifting Board and 5 Secret Beach pop sockets. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, it's a little bit of a scavenger hunt. You got to tell me the secret word. I'm going to give you the secret word. You're not going to realize I gave it to you, but I did. And the first 5 of you to figure it out wins. By the way, it is not Betty Page or Lifeguard. Someone was trying to be smart, and they're like, hey, is it Betty Page? Because they keep seeing in the background. No, it's not Betty Page. But good guess. But so as soon as you get your buttons, wear them proudly. And eBay open group photo Wednesday, end of lunch. So those of you who got your Thrifting Board t-shirts, we always do it at the end of lunch on Wednesday. So I will have figured out where we're going to do it by the end of Tuesday. And so I will tell everybody I see, then you tell your friends, and I'll put a post in the Thrifting Board. So we'll be like, okay, we're going to go meet in this corner in front of this display, and we're going to take the group photo at like 12:55. But I'll have all that out for you.
And Jason,
and then, like I said, go ahead.
Okay, and if anybody's at open and they get lost and they can't get into the group chat or whatever, you know, just message, you know, try to make a post for the Thrifting Board, and one of the lifeguards will see it, and we'll get you through to Jay. You know, we can act as intermediary. You know, we'll help.
Yeah, those that can't make it will definitely keep me abreast of everything going on. And then if you can't make eBay open, you should come up to Ecom Chicago October 16th through the 18th in, hey, of all places, Chicago.
Do you have your
great
ticket?
Event. Well, I'm speaking, so I don't really need a ticket.
Oh.
That's why my head's in the picture. So the cool thing is the first day is the Coach's Corner, where everyone who speaks, me and Chris Green and John Lawson, you can sign up for 20-minute coaching lessons with every speaker. And so it's going to be awesome, and you don't want to miss it. So head over to ecomchicago.com.
All the cool kids will be there. It's me.
Is that you? All right.
I'm a cool kid, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Right on. Hey, everybody, it's Primo Kimo. What's happening, buddy? Heard the bottom of the tiki mug.
Yeah, that's the one from Ohana this year. Did you?
Yeah, it's an amazing mug.
The 2-piece thing? It's pretty cool.
All right, so Stacy says I sound robotic. I'm going to switch Wi-Fi, so I might disappear for a second. But you guys talk for a second.
What's up? We're like old friends at this point, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm really amazed by all the stuff you guys have going with all the groups and everything.
It's pretty cool. Now, do you?
Hey, I'm back.
I was talking, Jay.
Sorry.
You look different now.
We've got plenty of time. We're going to do an after show. I got questions. I have so many questions.
All right, so, the only bummer right now with StreamYard is it's either we have to be all the same size. I cannot make the guest the big one like this. And so what I think is what I think we're going to do is.
Oh, now he's gone. It's completely gone now.
Nope, that doesn't work. All right, that doesn't work. I was trying to
I'm in charge now.
Yeah, I was trying to be tricky and fake it out. So we're gonna be equal size, just like this.
Oh, that's so fair.
Oh my gosh, you just put on another hat. This is awesome.
The third costume change for the evening. You probably remember this one because you sold it to me yourself.
Yes, that is a vintage
Nice.
Primo hat that used to adorn a United Airlines tiki I have behind my bar, and I kept knocking it off, and I'm like, I'll sell it, and then you bought it, so there you go.
Primo.
Did he give you a good deal?
With Primo,
of course. That was a good deal.
You know what? I paid the list price from him.
Oh yeah, it was $1,000.
I'm going back to this one now.
Do we like this or do we like this?
I like the tripler.
Yeah, I like the side by side by side.
All right, cool.
The vertical. It's more mid-century, actually.
Very much agree. I'm looking for my Chinese food stain, so I know the front of my hat. Okay.
All right, so let's get the quick little 30-second bio. Who are you?
I don't think it can be done.
Yeah. Who are you? Where are you?
Earlier today, but I can give you 30 seconds, I suppose. I mean, I don't know who I am, actually, to be honest with you. Who am I? I know what happened, how I got here, but I'm not really sure who I am exactly. But if you are looking for the answer to Primo Kimo, that is, I grew up in California, in Palo Alto, and I vacationed a lot in Hawaii. And as a kid, I loved Primo beer paraphernalia, and I collected hats and shirts and things. And then as I got older, I still collected. That's the Primo deal. But as far as buying and selling stuff, that kind of more came from just being in California and really and kind of going places. Disney, I guess, had a lot to do with it. I found a comic book when I was 10 in my grandfather's stuff, sold it for $200, and I was kind of like,
nice.
I'm 10, I've got $200.
Yeah.
And so that made me happy.
that was an accident. Sorry.
So, where do you live? What do you do for a real job outside of being Primo?
In Vermont, which was definitely not in the plan. I sort of planned on staying in California, but I had to go bust a trail of my own and ended up here. And then I got a wife, and she made me stay here. I think that's what happened.
Well, she's adorable, so you did the right thing.
And anniversary.
So
happy anniversary. Cheers.
We've been together for 27 years.
Holy shit. How long have you been married?
Just 11 years married, 27 years together.
All right, so for Stacy and I, it'll be 29 years together this August. Yeah.
Congratulations, y'all.
Wow.
Cheers.
We're just old is what happened. I mean, it's like, it's got older. Oh, good job.
All right, so we have learned in the last 30 seconds that this actually is clearer than the other way. The other way, the only person who was clear was Angela, which is weird. However, you and I are fuzzy normally anyway, so it got fuzzier.
I feel like I'm pretty clear there. I'm on Burlington has a gigabit network, a gigabit up, gigabit down, and there's only like 20,000 people possibly that could be on it at any given time. So,
see, the reason it looks weird to me is that you're wearing the same shirt, but Primo's is more faded, and so it makes it look like he's a little fuzzier because Jay's is so bright and vibrant. It's like jumping out, and yours is like all mellow.
Like that, but I washed it a whole bunch of times. As I expanded in size, my shirt collection disbanded. Is that a word? So this is a 5X. This is like the only one I have that I can actually fit into, and it's pretty much. This is a load-bearing heart right here. If I take that off, the shirt just crumbles.
All right, awesome. So let's get to why you're on tonight, because you reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and you're like, hey man, I'm back in the game. I got too much stuff. It's time to clean some out. If you ever want to talk, let's talk. I said, sweet, let's do it. Because, like all three of us here, actually, we're all into very eclectic stuff. We're all into vintage stuff. It kind of not runs our life, but we thoroughly
It's our
enjoy it.
vibe. It's just, you know, it makes me happy.
So was there a breaking point, Primo, where you're like, I got to start moving some stuff out of here?
Well, a couple of things. Yeah. So I guess just, you know, time goes on, right? So, and then all of a sudden your stuff that you've had for 20 years that you haven't looked at, of course, that becomes, it starts to become a burden for multiple reasons. One thing was that I saw a mouse in our house. And then I was like, well, what happens to all my killer stuff in the basement when there's mice? And then what happens? What do I do? And I looked down there, and on one game, I saw like 6 mouse poops. And I'm like, so this is time. This is over. Like this whole storing stuff until forever this is it. And I took 50, and I need one of those butt washing toilets, and they're like $1,000. So I'm like, I'm gotta sell this stuff. So.
Well, you're officially the first guest in 7.5 seasons that needs to sell stuff for a butt washing toilet.
Have you ever tried these? And these things are amazing.
I think
Well, when you get one, I'll come over.
Okay. We're gonna have a party.
Hey, honey, we're going to Vermont just so I can poop in Primo's toilet.
That's right. It's got ground effects. Automatic closes. You know, you press a button. Stuff happens. It's amazing.
I would like to be invited too. I know we just met, but
everyone's invited because
awesome.
It's self-cleaning.
And I mean, I've met the wife. I've met the dog. I should be able, you know, in on the toilet. Cool.
So what? So how long ago did? When did you first get on eBay?
Late 90s. I mean, that's when I really started, and I started mostly with mid-century modern furniture. I started at a radio station that just came on the air, and it was alternative. And in that same building was an office furniture place, and they had been contracted to empty out IBM, and IBM was changing their whole aesthetic. And what it was filled with was stuff from the 60s and 70s, all Knoll and Herman Miller stuff. And these guys had so little space to store stuff, they were just taking these marble Knoll credenzas and smashing them into dumpsters.
Oh,
and just piles of, you know, of fiberglass chairs and everything. And so I was buying those at $3 a piece. The credenzas were $50.
Wow.
And that's really where I started on eBay, was selling these things. And at that point, they all sold pretty much to the East Coast. They didn't go too far at the beginning, and then they started going out to the West, and then they started going to, you know, Europe and Japan and everywhere.
What?
Yeah, I mean that's who buys them all. I would say it's most of that stuff goes to Amsterdam, Paris, Germany. I guess. I mean that's the few I've sold recently. That's what they're all done.
And you weren't afraid to ship a credenza to Germany?
I'm not afraid of shipping anything anywhere if someone pays it. And it really just comes down to packaging it well. And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a lot of different carriers that do different things. Like they'll come in just to your house and wrap it for you. You don't do anything.
Yeah.
But packing stuff became kind of I have a master in packaging, I would say, after many years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talk about it quite often, and lately we've talked about it because the U.S. postal system changed how they figure out their dimensional weights, and so they made it so they're making more money and we're paying more money. And so I see all these people in my group and other groups going, "That's it. I can't buy big things anymore." And I'm like, just because the pricing changed doesn't mean there isn't a want for those big things. That doesn't change. So you just got to figure it out. You got to do it correctly so you don't end up eating it in the end. And then you cry yourself to sleep on your butt wiping toilet. But, you know, these people still want the stuff. So you just got to figure it out.
And that's really I think that was my first niche, if you will, was expensive thing. It's like these big, expensive pieces of furniture. So nobody wanted to deal with them. And the fact that it didn't scare me to ship them. I mean, I'm thinking that was a niche that I'm even not necessarily just the furniture, just the fact that I would ship them.
Yeah. Well, Jason, you started with some big, like some Herman Miller chairs or something, didn't you?
Yeah, and
Early
I got to sell more of them because it's one of those things where I'll get back to it, and I'm like, oh crap, I should have got back to it before the weight change. But yeah, I picked up 14 1979 Herman Miller office chairs back when they were dangerous and they only had 4 legs and wheels instead of 5 nowadays.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah. And they used to be owned by Vidal Sassoon, so it was so awesome. They were still the daily chairs at the meeting table for the Riviera Casino executives. They would sit in those every morning, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Are they the soft pad chairs? Or
Yep.
They are?
Yeah, I think they were called the executive soft pad chairs. And here's a little bonus tip. They were in a section that I should not have been in yet because they were having a liquidation sale. But what are they going to do? Throw me out? You know?
Accidentally. So, where's the bathroom? Oh, it's over.
Yeah. Oh, that door wasn't locked, was it?
That's my secret trick.
So there were 14 chairs, and 13 were in amazing condition, being from 1979 and being used daily. And one was just sad and beat to hell. So I took a picture of the sad and beat to hell one. I hiked my ass all the way back to the front of the casino to where they were ringing people out. I show him a picture. I go, hey, I found a bunch of chairs. How much? I showed him the shitty one. And he goes, $50 each?
No.
Hey, can I borrow a trailer to go get 14 and bring them back here? So we brought them back and $50 each. And I sold them for an average of $1,200 each.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what they're worth too.
But if you're going to ever in that position and you actually can't even bring the product, but you got to bring a picture, take a picture of the crappiest one.
The crappiest one. That could have been Vidal's chair. I wonder.
Could have been. If you don't look good, we don't look good. That was brilliant, Jason. And now Primo has some beautiful pieces. I went way back on your Instagram. You have been on there forever.
I have.
And you have pieces I didn't even know existed.
I've taken a lot of I did it for some reason. I'm not real good at the social media. I'm not really sure what I'm doing half the time. So
me either.
I went back.
That's what I do.
Pictures at one time, thinking that it was cooler to have fewer pictures and more people like you. I was playing a little game there, but I think I left. I don't even remember what I left on there. But the bottom part of my Instagram is all furniture.
Yeah. Now, do you mind if we link your Instagram later? So people can see and your other things, because dude, I had so much fun this week. I didn't get any work done.
She stalked you so much. If you heard rustling in your bushes this week, she actually was in Vermont looking at it.
And I was at
lift up in that. What was that?
Primo and his wife will understand. I picked up all the sticks in the yard.
I picked up sticks. What? No, she actually did this. That's a little creepy. No, thank you very much.
I'm totally creepy. It's fine.
Hey, if you're gonna stalk, you might as well do something while you're stalking, something productive, like pick up the sticks. All right, so kind of the way you approached me was you hadn't really been selling on eBay too much, and now you're in it. So, how long of a lull where you really weren't selling?
Well, I would say it was. I mean, it's got to probably. I would say 3 years without any sales at all, and then before that, because I had a store, and I did a lot of. I made a lot of. I was selling a lot of the big products, big vintage things, and between customers that are out of state or dealers that I was selling to, or I wasn't using eBay, so I would sell a thing like when I found. I went to an estate sale and I found a Apple II computer, not an Apple II Plus, but an Apple II.
Wow!
And I researched it, and it had a handwritten. I think it said it was either 2,700 or 1,700. I can't remember now. I have a picture somewhere. I think it was 1,700. So the first 2,000 circuit boards were built in Steve Jobs's garage. So they ordered the first 2,000 circuit boards in the garage, hand put together. This is after the Apple I. There was only 200 of those, and I sold that. And I, for $4,500, it cost me $25 at a Vermont garage sale. So things like that I sold on eBay because that's the only way I would have gotten out to the people. But other than that, I wasn't selling smalls. So now, and I have piles and piles of what I call smalls. And what I'm doing is now I'm calling it, sort of lovingly, I call it fracking, because I'm selling small items that were sitting in a box. And it's so exciting because it's just really all stuff I haven't seen in 20 years, most of it. So
it's like Christmas to you.
It's Christmas. And it's now somebody else's Christmas. So
exactly.
I give it to them, and then they give me the money that goes in the pocket, and then I
for the toilet thing, and then you're happy. Everybody's happy.
And your wife's happy. You got a clean undercarriage,
That's right. Everyone gets a clean undercarriage.
All right. So in those 3 years where you really weren't selling, and when you started selling in the last couple of months, what was the biggest change, or what's different? Because 3 years is really an eternity.
It's all different now, as far as which I think I like it better, kind of. Over all the years, it's changed immensely, because I started when you could just give people feedback. Just be like, yeah, I like you. But I like sort of how the setup is now with the listings, and how it's a little more. It's definitely more intense, but it also gives you a lot more tools. And
more tools, more interactive. You can reach out to your buyers. Absolutely.
A lot more stuff that you can do with it. I have felt like I've called them a lot of times, and I've also felt like, although I'm still probably calling India, from as far as I can tell, the people on the other end are good. They can answer my questions. I feel confident with their actions. I feel like they do what I need them to do. When before it was all kind of from what I remember, it was kind of not good. So I have like a lot more confidence in the platform.
Now, don't forget, you also got the thrifting board at your disposal. You got any questions? With 55,300 members, we got a lot of experience and knowledge that it blows me away. Like I didn't know what the hell to call this dress the other day, because it was homemade. It's the quality is amazing, but I don't know dresses well enough to be like, oh, that's blah 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 blah. Within seconds, I got 87 keywords that I needed that I never would have figured out on my own. So
I'm gonna say that's a big thing that's changed too. I mean, I don't know if the boards were around 3, 4, 5 years ago, but no matter what, I've always been sort of a lone wolf in this whole thing. So that is an amazing thing where, we might just pile up a whole bunch of stuff. We don't know what it is, but I find that I don't thrift the same way, maybe because I only go for stuff I know. So I probably miss a lot.
So we don't have you buying big bras yet, do we?
You don't need to thrift. You're on the other end. You're decluttering. You're not. You're
currently decluttering. Not trying.
You are the perfect example of what we tell all the new people that come in. If you're just starting out, sell what you got in your house.
Yep.
You have a gold mine.
I literally, I'm feeling that way. I know it's going to run out eventually, but
it won't.
Behind me, I have about 5,000 records, which are just all the records I've ever bought. Never sold one really. And I pretty much collected only really, really killer records. So I figured once I'm down in the basement, and then the pink room upstairs. Wait, where is it?
What?
Like that way? Up there, sort of.
The
pink room is, you can't walk into it. It's just filled with the stuff that I didn't want in the basement went up in the pink room. So the Velvet Elvises and the Whitco.
Angela's gonna faint.
Wall stuff. I mean, I probably have 20 Whitco pieces up in there.
Oh, wait. Now it's my turn. Oh my!
I want to shoot
Whitco pieces just closed behind a door. What?
Okay, I promise to pick up the sticks in your yard till the end of my life if you let me in that pink room. I just want to roll around in it. I don't want to.
I foresee a show live from his house. Me and you. We got to figure it
out. I did think about doing that, and then it was actually kind of dangerous at first, because going down in the basement, Bridget, I do think there is a video of her going down there, and she fell, and it looked great on film, but she never wanted to.
Oh my God.
You're welcome to come here, please.
So here's the plan, Jason. All right, we're already setting this in motion. Somebody make notes because I won't remember. But okay, so we're in Vermont. We're close to Robin. Robin can meet us too. The three of us, we pick up some sticks. And you just go watch the YouTube video. It's so funny.
Well, I got an idea because Heather had a question for Primo. Have you ever sold at Brimfield?
Selling, no. I've never sold there. A lot of my dealer friends sell there. I buy there, and I've done a couple of tricky little things there where I've had friends who were selling something, and then I've gone around Brimfield to other dealers that I knew, and I said, hey, these guys have a thing that you want. And then I tell my other friend, I mean, are these my friends? I'm not sure. But if you give me $500 of this $2,000 thing, I'll sell it to my other friend. And then I wasn't even there. I was here when I did that. That's why I had to tell him it was 500 and how to do it. But I actually sold stuff from my friends to other friends at Brimfield when I wasn't there.
So that's like telling them to pay the vending fee. I like that. All right, so here's the plan. Let's put this into motion. Let's say it right now. Let's hit Brimfield in the spring, and then we'll go visit him.
I love Brimfield. It's my favorite place on earth.
Like that place? All right. So we're gonna do a party, a class, something. We're gonna springtime. Let's do it. I'm putting it on the books right now.
All right.
That's the best one.
2020. Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're getting towards the top of the hour. So let's start talking about your scores. And you gave us 4, but I threw in a bonus one because I was looking at your solds and I'm like, why didn't he give us this one? It is so cool. But let's start with the first thing you gave us. Oh, oops. It would help if I actually shared it. There we go.
Yeah.
Kiss Army wristbands.
Yes. Yeah. That was sitting in a box in my basement. Awesome. What? I don't even know where I got that.
Where's the tapestry?
Right there. So the tapestry is right behind
it. In package. Oh my God.
I remember I spent absolutely nothing for it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is a cool thing."
That's so cool.
Right, so I did notice one thing on your listings. I want to give you a little tip, a little bit of advice here.
Sure.
Are you offering free shipping to your international customers?
Okay. Well, so no, yes, no, I don't know. So
the answer is probably no. So I would remove it from your title.
Really?
Yeah, because your domestic customers see that. See, look, your domestic customers see it's free shipping right here. So they already see it.
Yeah.
So your international customers could be like, hey, jerk, you said free shipping.
Don't call
I've only had one of all the things I've sold since I restarted, one, and it was for a shaver, electric shaver. I can't remember the name, but it was 1984. You know, I bought the company electric shaver guy.
Remington.
What's the other one?
Remington.
It was a Remington micro screen razor, and it sold to a guy in Canada, and he bought it in the middle of the night and sent me the shipping, and it all happened in 1 second. Like I didn't even. That's the only time I've sold internationally on this round. And the interesting thing that I found out was that on the 5-star thing, the bottom one is shipping cost, I think. And because I had only sold domestically for free shipping, I think he thought the shipping wasn't a good price or something, because he's the only person who could have given me less than 5 stars on that. And that's one of the things I called eBay about. I'm like, how can I get less than 5 stars if everything is free? I should not be dinged for that. And so it turns out that it had to be this guy. So there may be something to what you're saying, but I'm not sure. It's something that I've done my whole life. So I feel really protective.
It's the only problem is you're setting yourself up for the customer who buys the credenza, maybe you had free domestic, and he's in Russia, and he's like, hey man, it's in your title. And you would kind of have to honor that. And so I don't want you to get screwed.
You sell to Russians? Oh, I don't sell.
Oh, hell yeah. They love buying our shit. Without fail.
Only the small things, but I'll take that advice because it gives me more room to put other words.
Oh, absolutely. So you had a little description with this. Now, where'd you get this virtual boy from Nintendo?
I bought that at Blockbuster when they were
At
going out.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. Yep. And what was crazy about that was I bought it for the virtual boy, of course. And if you look online now, the box is half the value. But people want that Blockbuster box.
That's cool.
That's cool.
$350. And when's the last time you played with it?
The day I bought it, like, and then I've moved it. I moved it from like 2 storage places, and then into my house where I've lived for 16 years now, and it's been just down in the basement sitting there.
All right, so this is the one you didn't send us, but I wanted to share it. What? Journey had a video game? How did I miss that?
I mean, that came out sort of at the end, as I recall, of the Atari 2600.
What?
I think they had cases of them. A lot of this stuff I bought on eBay in the late 90s. So
You were so smart.
It was really inexpensive. And my wife wouldn't say it was smart because it's smart now. Yes, I'm a genius now.
Yeah.
But back then, I was an idiot.
Oh, back then, yeah. Then you were an idiot for doing that. Why'd you do that? But if you can tuck it away and hide it, we'll forget.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was. I didn't realize I was going to do that. But yes, this is like one of those things. I did buy a whole bunch of stuff shrink wrapped, lots and lots of Atari stuff. So I guess I won that one.
I don't even remember this existing, let alone like what would the game be like? You got to get to the stage. I mean, what's the game?
I mean, it was some garbage game, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Like,
I
had like one game on the Atari 26 that I liked.
All right, so Andrew said it was horrible.
Yeah, only imagine that game. It was right.
Was it like Steve Perry, like pixelated, like the bad Pac-Man? Or
I don't even think it was that good. I think it was probably just some flashing lights. You know, they couldn't do a lot with it, and they played the song. I know they played "Don't Stop Believing," and you know, and then there's that.
I need a moment. Hang on.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to be happy with me on this one because this one I sold for. Are you familiar with First Dibs as a resource?
Yeah.
So First Dibs is their prices are super high because they're for designers and stuff. This is on First Dibs for $14,000. And the last time I looked up auction results and stuff, and $8,000. If you look at the top, there's a little bit of it's a very dry piece, and there's some water spots. They're not black; they're white, which is good. If you are to have water spots. And so I wanted to move it out of the way of the Paul McCobb piece, which was behind it. So I sold it. I undercut everybody on that, but I still only bought it for $250. So I feel okay.
That's the game that we're in. We don't have to be the final buyer. We don't have to be the sale to the final buyer. Sometimes if you went from that much to $37.50,
yeah, it's fine.
And you're happy. Everybody's happy.
And that does take up a lot of room.
What's that?
Because
that takes up a lot of room too.
A lot of room.
It does. And plus selling on First Dibs is a different animal than selling on eBay. There's different fees and charges, and I don't know that. I ain't mad at you. I think you did great.
Appreciate that.
I love that piece. Is beautiful.
It was it really served us well for many years, and it was. I was happy to see it go. Actually.
Oh man, that is so cool.
Damn. Okay, you didn't have to do that. Okay, because see, this piece could really do anything. It's so versatile. Look at it.
It is, and the white pieces in there. The shelves are white glass for some reason. Milk glass.
Wow.
Crazy. All right,
that's usually medical when I see that.
We're gonna end on. Is this your garage?
That is a place in Williston. It's not my actual garage, but
that's at your business, right?
Yeah, and we did cars and stuff, and they're not all my cars.
Ask me how I know.
The blue one is my daily driver, and the black one is being restored right now. That was the UK ambassador to the US's car. That's it's got armor plates in the doors, and it's got gas kill switch and like a couple little fun things that make it cool, and a flag holder on the front so you can put your
nice.
Put your flag on there.
Dude.
So where'd you find the chairs?
So an interesting story, just out of the blue, some guy called me and he's like, I don't know where I got your number, but I've had it in my pocket for 5 years, and I used to put my buy furniture on Craigslist and a couple advertising things when I had the store. And he just said, I've had your number and I'm ready to get rid of these. So I went and bought them from him, and by the time I got home, I had sold them. You just driving the car home. So
wow. See, when you were talking about restoring the car and the flag holder, I was like, I don't even see them because there's these chairs.
Yeah, well, that's a
car thing he's talking about.
That's a butterfly chair with the original rawhide cover on it. That's an Alvar Aalto, the tank chair in the center, and then that's an Eros Saarinen grasshopper chair on the end. All of which are, you guys love numbers, and so do I. So I bought them for $380, and by the time I got home, I sold them. PayPal, $2,000 was in my account, and the guy sent a guy to pick them up. Bought them on Friday. They were out of my life on Sunday.
That is my goal, is to be somebody that can send a guy to go get what I want across the country. That's my business goal.
Chairs like this, you can afford to have a guy. Sure.
Yeah. I don't want it coming through the mail. I want someone to hand deliver all my goods to me. That's what I want.
These chairs
are fantastic.
Each one, the green chair and the orange chair, and he refinishes stuff too. So those are each worth easily $5,000 when they're restored.
And that's absolutely true. He's not making that up. That's absolutely true.
All right, so we're running a little bit over, but I've got to share something with you because this is epic. This is the Journey video game. And, so is that fair?
Oh, no.
So thank you, Andrew, for popping that in, because that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Wow, what a mess! You don't even fire anything; you just run.
You just dance. You know, Steve Perry just got dance. All right, well, that was too quick of an hour. So, Primo, we're definitely gonna have you on again. But I'm really serious. We're gonna do a field trip up to New England in May. For Brimfield, come see your wash and toilet, and we'll do a class, we'll do a party, we'll do it all.
Awesome.
I'm calling dibs on the pink room. I'll sleep in there.
I mean, maybe we'll be done with the pink room, but then I don't know.
No, Bridget, lock the door on the pink room.
Just seal it with wax and put one of those.
It'll be awesome. We'll bring a trailer. No big deal.
All right, I want to thank everyone who tuned in live. You guys all rock.
This was so much fun.
No show next week because we'll all be at eBay Open. However, Mom's coming out tomorrow. We will fit some kind of weird co-bridge show in somehow, somewhere. We'll do something. It won't be a traditional Thrifty business or a traditional selling past your expiration date, but it will be something. Those of you in the Secret Beach, we're heading to the after show right now. So head over to the Secret Beach.
All right, I'll be back in
into the top with the link, and we're going to talk how he ships all this furniture. So that's what's up for you guys. So that's goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Secret Beachcombers.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
you. Thanks, Primo. You were awesome.
You rock, buddy.
It was cool.